Well, welcome back to Different Life.
Oh, we're back.
Yeah.
Nice.
That is the new intro.
Yeah, okay.
That's it. Simple.
It's easy.
You can't just have it like nothing.
I mean, we could just start talking.
Yeah, you really just want to do the whole start talking thing, but I feel like people will be like, what the hell are you talking about?
That's fine.
Yeah.
Whatever we want.
I'm just going to say welcome back to Different Life, and that's what we did. I think we got like didn't we get a text yesterday from a listener?
Yes.
That was like, when are you guys going to figure out like the name of your show?
Yeah, I couldn't get the name right for 3 episodes in a row. Yeah.
So we got the name right. We're not going to finish with that. We'll just start with welcome. Yeah.
Peace.
To Different Life.
Yeah.
Okay. What's going on today, Pete?
Well, we spent like an hour and a half yesterday trying to do this. And every single time we sat down, something else happened.
Right.
No connection. We're literally just about to talk. One of our therapists comes in with one of our clients.
Yeah.
Walking down the hall with all of the equipment on the table,
Yeah, it was quite an adventure. So here we are the next day trying to actually do this. So we're in the process of trying to we are going to build our own podcast studio, but we're a few months away. Yeah. So in the meantime, we just are like a roaming podcast show.
That's why like every background is different than the last.
We literally went into a room in this building that we don't even own. Or rent. Yes. We just like, this is open. Let's try this.
That's clearly there. Let's just give it a go.
Let's try that. Yeah. So anyway, today I'd like to talk about the concept of a third space. So we've mentioned this. It's actually kind of funny because we've mentioned it in a few different shows.
This will be the first time you and I have this conversation.
And we haven't really had the conversation in depth, and I wanted to flesh it out like a little bit further. However, I also learned yesterday that you didn't even know what the third space meant. But yet we mentioned it in like 2 shows.
Yeah, fine.
You think you would have said something?
No.
Like, hey, what are you talking about?
No, this is good. I actually prefer just hearing novel like information in the moment because then I get to think through it.
Sure.
So this format's good for me.
So I guess to talk about a third space, one would presume there's a first and a second space.
What spaces are we talking about?
Right. Yeah. So in your own life,
yes.
Right. Like if I just said to you, what is your first space? What do you have any kind of instinct around like what that might be?
Like a space?
Where that might be? It's a location.
Like my home?
Yeah. So first space is your home for most people, right? It's where you live.
You live every single day.
Right.
There, yeah.
Your second space is for most people.
So the things you spend a lot of time with, I guess, would be work.
So that's your second space.
Okay.
So that's what's in the literature or whatever they'll I guess I don't know, sociologist or psychologist or whoever studies these types of things.
Anthropologist,
all of those people define like our first space as the home, the second space as work. And now there's being more discussion and research. And one of our clients even gave us a recent article about this, about the value of a third space, which is essentially that other place outside of those first 2 where you find like a home, right? Like a place where you feel heard, seen, where you're comfortable, where people know who you are. So we mentioned in one of our old episodes, like the concept of Cheers, the old show Cheers, where everybody knows your name. We've talked a little bit about how we've tried to create that here, like at the place that we work, for the people who come here, right? That I think many of them view this as a third space for them because when they walk in the door, everybody knows who they are. Yeah. And we all say hello, and it's a community. And so the idea of a third space is really an idea of community. And I think this is an important conversation to have because there's less and less and less of this in our world today. And what I want to talk about today, and we can go wherever you want to go with this, is, well, one, do either of us have that in our own life currently? And if not, how can we help people figure out how to go about finding that in their own life or creating it in their own life? Can I start with like a little story?
Sure.
Before you,
do
you have anything you want to say right there?
I mean, I have so much to say about this.
Okay. I just want to say a little story. So this is why I'm thinking about it lately.
Is this what got you started on it?
This is what got me started on it. Yeah. So obviously I've recognized that we do it here. We create it for other people. One.
I don't think we knew we were doing that right away.
I think we always understood the value of community. But I don't know if we didn't intentionally go about some of the things that we put into place were designed the way it was built, the way things were designed, the culture that we try to create did lead to that. But and we wanted that, but I don't think we viewed it as like,
it wasn't because of that purpose.
Yeah.
but it happened due to it.
Yeah.
And I think some of that is like the smaller space that we've like created.
Yeah.
It leads to a closeness.
Yeah, I would agree. Like if it's too big of a space, like you lose some of that.
A little more dispersed.
Right. And we've talked about that in our business meetings about like expansion and what that looks like. And we've always, the instinct is to get more square footage, like into like a bigger location. And then we always kind of pull back and say, well, we're going to lose this feeling of community and closeness.
The moment you lose the community, you lose the specialness. I think.
I agree.
Yeah.
So anyway, because of the what we've done here, it made me think a little bit more about that.
Okay.
2, I don't think I currently have it in my own life. I have work and I have home.
You have 2 spaces.
I have the 2 spaces. I don't think I have a third space.
You don't think hockey counts?
So I don't know. So we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Probably not. I don't really like most of the people.
You keep saying that.
It's true.
I think you're lying.
Like that I spend time with it. You know what I mean? Like,
I have different.
There's
ideas.
a few people like in each of those, like my kids' sports. There's a few families that I always really enjoy, but for the most part, the community of sports, youth sports, is not one I want to spend a ton of time in.
Okay.
Because it tends to be a little toxic these days. So anyway, we can talk more.
Yeah,
about
I'm going to push back, but sure. Continue the story.
Oh, so the other day I went in. I have a bad coffee habit.
Like super bad
throughout the day, so that's another, we've already talked about that.
Y'all do it at 5.
Yeah. But I often go into like the local Dunkin' Donuts, and there's one in particular that I go to, and more times than not, when I go in there's a group of probably 6, and I know it right away when I first pull in the parking lot, because they all have like kind of old pickup trucks. There's like 6 like older guys, probably 70s, 80s, whatever. They're always in there. At different times throughout the day. They're not there all day long.
Yeah.
I just happen to catch them at different times throughout the day. So they clearly have a scheduled, like we're going to meet up on this day. And it's almost every day, or at least multiple times a week. And they sit around this like long table that's at this one particular Dunkin' Donuts. And they're just hanging, like just talking, like laughing, probably telling old stories. I'm only in there for like 10 seconds. But I've noticed them the last couple of times. I think I know they've been there a bunch of times. I noticed them, but now I'm like paying attention to them, and I'm like, well, this is their third space. Like they probably just don't work anymore, so maybe it's technically their second
just
space.
Friends or old coworkers or.
Yeah, just people that they know, but they've clearly gone out of their way to make sure that this is part of every day for them. And they really enjoy it. There's always a lot of smiles and laughs, and they're just like these older guys having a great time. And I'm like, I don't think I have that. And I wonder how I create that, or what can I do to do that, like going forward. Right. And so as I think about us, and as I think about the Dunkin' Donuts guys, I'm like, okay, so this is a conversation. Like other people are doing this. I don't think I do it. So anyway, so that's what made me start thinking about it. So where do you want to go? I'm going to let you talk now. Because everyone's probably like, let Peter talk. So I'm going to let Peter talk.
Well, there's just so much value to that.
Yeah.
I think sometimes too, the third space can, I don't know if I want to say unfortunately, but home and work are often associated with stress at times.
Can be. Yeah,
it can be, right?
Yeah.
And then this third space is this thing where like, God, thank God. Like I get to go to this place where like everything is always fun.
Yeah.
Because you get to curate it exactly to the thing that you like, right?
Right.
Because you don't really choose your family. Like you chose it at a time when you were very young.
Yeah.
And you developed into this thing. And sometimes you can develop into toxic families, or maybe the stress around it.
Right.
Or maybe you don't really get to choose your coworkers. And so for many people who find themselves, unfortunately, in this situation with their work and their home life, are not as rewarding or fulfilling or stress-free as they would like. Yeah. These third spaces are unbelievably important.
Right. For many people, it can be the happiest space.
The happiest space.
Yeah.
We've heard oftentimes from our clients, they'll say like, I love coming here, right? Like I look forward to this every time. I always feel welcome, everybody, so on and so forth.
Right.
And so we've certainly curated and created a third space for our community of people. And I fully believe, I couldn't agree more with you, because otherwise, like, what do you do? Like, it's like to go home, drink a beer on the couch and watch TV. Like if you don't have something else that you're doing, it's kind of, there's some other like variable there that needs to be filled. And of course, like much like with anything, we can create these intentionally, and they're individual to each person.
Right.
So mine tends to be like, my third space is there's 2 things that I like the most.
Yeah.
Is it with people?
Yeah.
And is it physically active?
Yeah.
Another one is intellectual. So like I'll play a lot of board games with my peers, my friends or my family,
right?
Or I'll do something physical with them. But there's always some version of that with people doing a thing, right?
Yeah.
And then so in that way, there's a ton of fulfillment. But I think a lot of people will also glom onto things like martial arts, right? Or swimming clubs, or like this, they'll go to a public gym and they always go at the same time. And it's like their social club.
Right.
Right. So I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
I think they're unbelievably important. But I'm wondering for you, I want to dig a little deeper for you, why you don't think hockey is your third space. Because clearly, so I've defined this before as like domains, like what are my three domains? It's like work, family, like physical activity, hobbies.
Yeah.
For you, you have work, family.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would say that hockey is an extension of your family because it revolves around your children.
Yeah.
But there's also like the clear hobby of like your coaching job, like with
I kind of view that as a little bit like work at this point. Do you know what I mean?
So yeah, but you choose it though.
So I guess like being at we started practice this week. It's like 30 degrees and windy and I'm miserable every day, but I do love being out there with like the kids. And so I do view coaching as like a happy place. Like I do love being on the baseball field.
Yeah.
I don't think the stuff with like going to watch my kids play, I wouldn't view that as a third space because one, the space changes. I guess theoretically, like it's a hockey rink, right? Even though the hockey rink changes all the time because we travel around and we go to different places. It is a happy place for me, because I'm watching my children, but I would still just view that as an extension of family.
You said it's one of the happiest places, right?
I love it. But it's not always just the people. Because like I said, like youth hockey or youth sports can be pretty toxic. People screaming at refs and complaining about
you hate
coaches.
Some parts of it. You also really love some of the people that are people there, right?
I do, but what I love the most about it is just watching my kids play.
Yeah.
Like it's really it's more of a selfish individual, which is typically like, I think kind of how I mostly live my life.
Yeah.
It's like, even things you mentioned like board games and puzzles and stuff like that. So we've attempted to do this, but again, a lot of that happens inside of our own home. So again, it's not really another play. It's an activity.
Family. Yeah, sure.
That's so if we were to do that, and
how would you define a third space? If you could say for you personally, what would that look like?
So I think in general, even not just for me, but like the definition of it is a place that we go to that is like just you're spending a lot of time there. There's people there that you like. There's the things that you like. So for you, maybe it's jujitsu. You go into the jujitsu place and everyone knows who you are, and it's a place you go all the time. And so I don't know. That's why I'm not sure if you even have one. There are like things that you do that you like to do. Like you like to go for bike rides with your friend on the weekend. You like to do like different things throughout the. I don't know if there's another location, and maybe there is in your life that you go to on a consistent basis, like week to week or every other week, that you would consider like this is a place that makes me really happy because when I walk through the doors, all of these things happen. Maybe it's an activity that I like. It's people that I like. They all like me. I feel better when I leave. Like I just enjoyed like when I leave the actual physical space. I'm like, oh, this was like it like reinvigorates.
So it's a physical space at the same time where you see the same people.
I think so. I think that's kind of the definition of it because that's your first and second space are basically the same thing, right?
Yeah, sure.
The first space is your home, typically the same people in and out of there all the time.
So you differentiate them from hobbies also based on location and people.
Yeah. Okay. And so going back to the show Cheers, which is often used, and when people talk about this, it's like a physical location of a bar, right? Maybe not the best place to have a third space, but for those people, it was like it was home for them, right? They walk through the door, everybody knows who each other is. They'd have conversations. They sit around, in this case.
You show up for the people.
You're showing up for the people. It's a physical location that's different than your other two spaces, but you're going there and you look forward to it. You feel better when you leave there because you were stimulated by being there. You have more energy when you leave there and you look forward to returning. Like for instance, we have a client who comes here and she loves to rock climb. And I hear her talk about it. And it feels to me like that's her third space.
100%.
Right? As well
rock
as
climbing is a massive third space for people.
As well as coming here.
Super community.
Like I think she views this now as maybe she has a third and a fourth space. She found community here, but she definitely has this community of rock climbing. So for me, I don't think going to like Planet Fitness counts. You know what I mean? Because I'm not intentionally going there for the people.
You're going there for the exercise.
Yeah, I'm going there for the exercise. I'm not going there because I'm like, oh, I need to go to my happy place. Because it's definitely like, anybody who knows me, like exercise is not my happy.
Do it because you have to.
I do it because I have
love to.
So I don't think I currently have one, nor do I get together with like a group of guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we talked at one point about maybe creating like a little mastermind thing, right? Like where like a handful of us back at our old place would get together. We never could get it going, but like I think I would enjoy that. I think I would struggle to like show up for the first couple
You would especially struggle to show up for strangers.
Yeah,
Right. So I'll define.
Strangers gives me anxiety, like just thinking about it. Like just you saying that, I was
you
like,
have to have small talk.
oh no, he's going to invite me to.
So there's okay, so let's think through this then. So I agree with your general definition of it. Is that there's like a thing that you show up to with a time and a place, with an activity or whatever it is that you're personally interested in, and then you see the same people and you develop these friendships and bonds over time.
Yeah, right? And then it's this thing that's consistently just a place that you go. Yeah.
Right, and some consistency behind.
Like I think about like the guys at the VFW who show up to play like horseshoes. Yeah, I drive by them a lot. Same group of guys. They share. There's a commonality probably of they're all veterans. Yeah, or at least many of them probably are. They love playing some cornhole, but it's not really about the cornhole.
No, right? It's about the tribe or the horseshoes or whatever. Feeling, yeah.
It's like this. There's a group of them. They all have their share and they enjoy it and they look forward to it every week. I think golf. There's probably like golf league. People like that. I think part of it too is I have trouble with stuff because for some of those things, it doesn't feel productive to me. Ooh. In my brain, I'm like, like I could go do that, or I could like work on this thing,
That's a tough.
And I tend to like just kind of being alone and working on my thing. Like I enjoy that. So I have trouble leaning into a thing. Like I don't really have a hobby. I don't know. But do you actually have a space like in your life?
The closest one is jujitsu. It's also tied to family, and then I do it with my daughter, right, twice a week. Yeah. But it kind of meets your criteria. Mm-hmm. It's a place. I'm doing an activity. Mm-hmm. There's always the same people. Over the months, I have developed closer bonds. I wouldn't call them friendships, but like, you get used to people. You know all their names, like excited to see you, so on and so forth. You can imagine a situation like that, like over the years, you start to develop friendships, right? I think a third space is unbelievably integral to society in its current form today because, just look around. We have a lot of trouble as adults making friends, like new friends. And I think the only real way to do that is like places like this, where you consistently show up to, and then you are now creating bonds, spending time with people that share common interests around probably the same age, so on and so forth. Right. And then you can eventually end up developing friends, a place of belonging, feeling, tribe. So
I think like one of the easiest ways to do that is to show up to a place that you enjoy, right? So whatever that is, like for instance, I love bookstores. Mm-hmm. If I were to show up to a bookstore, maybe maybe a bookstore that has a cafe.
Yeah, it'd have to be a place that people hang.
Right. Like so a Barnes and Nobles, right? Mm-hmm. So like that has like cafes inside of them or something, or a small town.
You would eventually see the same people all the time.
Yeah, if you showed up on the same day at the same time. Mm-hmm, sure. You'd probably see the same people like over, and if you're willing to, like you could like start
if you're willing to
conversations. That's probably one way to do it. Mm-hmm. Or if your gym, if you really want to make the gym the place, if it's really a place that people like.
I think you have a couple that other people may define as a third place. I just think that you have some mindset struggles with calling them that because they're not quite the definition.
When I don't know if I do them consistently enough, like in the sense that it's the same time, same place, same people. Mm-hmm. Like for instance, you mentioned like the hockey rinks. I mean, that's different every time, other than the people that's on my kids' teams.
Gym is kind of social.
But also when the kids stop playing hockey.
Yeah, that's going to go away.
Or like, my older son doesn't play sports anymore.
Yeah, you're going to have a fucking problem.
Yeah. And so
I've thought about this for you.
When my younger son finishes, I already have a problem. Like I don't really, when it came to a point when they started driving.
It's kind of why you work so much.
And I didn't have to take them to practice anymore. Yeah. I was like, what the hell am I going to do? What do I do now?
I got to spend more time talking to this asshole.
Right. I generally, it never crosses my mind to go somewhere. Mm-hmm. It's very strange.
Yeah, you like to be at home.
I just like to be at home. So I think I struggle finding a Thursday, but I know the value of it. Mm-hmm. I mean, we talked in the past, you and I have talked, and on our old podcast, we talked about the blue zones and the importance of like, that's basically one giant third space, right? Mm-hmm. Like if you want to think of it that way, it's like a giant community. Everything they do is together. Yep. They eat together. They work in the yards together, in the gardens, and everything is together. So it's a constant community all the time. Mm-hmm. And we know the value of that by studying the people who live there because they live for a long, long time. Mm-hmm. So I feel like it's something that I should try to figure out at some point.
So name two things. So you mentioned a bookstore. What's another thing? Like what's something that you would pair to your interest? It's really just like a hobby that other people do at the same time. Like what would that be?
Yeah, I don't really know. Not yet. I haven't really thought that far.
You like reading,
which I do. Well, that's the bookstore comes to mind. Yeah.
You like thinking through.
I like reading, but I also like So I like talking to people about books. So coffee shops always come to mind for me because it has two things I like: coffee, books.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like those are two things that I like
So
enjoy.
you'd have to find like a hybrid coffee library.
Right. Like we have a client here who owns her own coffee shops.
Yeah. Yeah, you like that.
Like I dream to be her.
Mm-hmm.
Like every time she comes in, I'm like, oh, she's got the great, and she has her own problems, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You know, we've heard her, talk about some of the problems that there is in running a place like that. In my mind, that's like Mecca. Like that's like the ideal. Like I'm just like, oh man, that seems so great. Like you just kind of like hang. I actually like talking to people.
Mm-hmm. I know you do.
I just don't like to go like seek them out.
You're so funny.
If they're in my immediate thing, like I'll find a link and have a conversation with them.
You're also not used to it. No. Okay. Imagine work as a third space. Imagine we made no money here, but we did this because we really enjoy it, which we do. Yeah. We just happen to make money here. Okay. This is a giant third space that we define it as a job, and you really enjoy all the people that you get to like interact with here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it would be the same function in a third space. It would just be way less time. It might be like 2 hours a week at the best.
Yeah.
And over time, you would develop these relationships with people. But I think your struggle is that initial, I don't want to leave the house and I don't want to do small talk with these like losers.
Just people I don't know.
I understand.
Yeah.
Like, right. So I think those are the two biggest barriers.
Sure, the showing up is the best because with work, you have to show up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would want to show up here anyway, but either way, say I hated it here. Like you're paying me to be here. I need to show up or I don't have a job.
Yeah.
With home, you kind of have to show up.
You have to show up.
Right. I mean,
you have to make yourself do the thing.
You're present.
Yeah.
But like, whether you like home or not, it doesn't matter. You have to show up. With a third space, it's a choice.
Do you want to set some parameters around it then? So how would we do it? So you'd first define the thing that you'd like to do?
So I think what I would enjoy the most, to be honest with you, so outside of the bookstore or coffee shop thing, going back to that idea of like mastermind, like we have this group of guys that we're all like friends, that you and I are friends with.
It's the coffee shop. It's the Dunkin' Donuts with the old men.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Which you would kind of hate a little bit because it's not physically active.
Yeah,
we could make it physically
active. We ride bikes all week?
But I mean, there's probably a way to add some variety to it. Yeah. But that group, I think, like I find like they each are in different stages of like life. So I think what I like about that group of people that we used to work with, and that I don't have, well, it's starting to develop here a little bit, is that I was kind of viewed as like a wise old man, and so they come to us, and you now too, because you own a business and you have these experiences.
And I'm now old.
Yeah, they come to us with like their problems. That we're known as like the guys that can help them or whatever. So, but I think there's things that those people probably have that we could learn from.
Of course.
Whatever. So I would like to get together with that group.
Okay.
We just never seem to really be able to make it happen. You know what I mean? And I don't know how we make that happen or what we do.
I have some ideas. Yeah. So I too would like that. Whenever you try and coordinate like 4 or 5 people, obviously it becomes harder, right?
Right.
What if we went with, well, let's reach out. Well, let's see if we could restart it. Let's see if there's a weekend or a day that like 4 of them could show up to, 4 of us. Yeah. And just see how it goes. Right. And just see if that's something that we could start. I'd be super open to that.
So I would like that. I think that would be fun. Like I like that group. I know them, but we've gone our separate ways the last 2 years. So I feel like there's a few of them, like it's like literally become like a text here and there every couple of months.
Yeah.
Some more than others.
Yeah, you're losing
touch. We used to
touch.
see those people every day. They used to be our second space.
I know.
Right? So now they can become like our third
and
space.
Now they're our no space.
Yeah, they're like, right now they're kind of a no space, right? So they were the second space. We used to work with all of these people.
Okay.
Now we can maybe try to make them into a third space.
I would join you
but
on
that. But it takes time and a little bit of effort. And, I'm sure we can somehow make it active. Like here and there.
What if we tried like a Saturday night?
Yeah, I mean, I'm open to when I really have nothing to do.
So let's figure it out.
I'm really although I do have a lot these days. I, coach and
outside of your 70 hours a week at work.
I know. Well, yeah. It's funny now. I start here at like 5 a.m. Most days, sometimes between 5 and 6. I'm here till 2. I immediately go to a baseball field. I didn't get home from the baseball field until 7 last night.
Yeah, we've been finding ourselves lately around 7 or 8 at night. Doing like
that's when I go back to work.
Extra flowy work like at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, so I basically worked from 7 like to 9 and I went to bed. Yeah, it was great. I had some Chinese food too. That was nice.
All right. Well,
anyway, my point is that so people don't think I'm a complete loser. I do actually have things to do, but like during that time, like oftentimes on the weekends and whatever, I certainly have more time than I used to because I have less parental responsibilities
Mhm.
than I used to. So let's do that. But I think this is good. So I think in general, for like helping other people do this,
And think through
I think
this,
those
yeah.
are some like good general ideas. It's like,
Mhm.
well, one, do you have it
Mhm.
currently in your life? If so, like lean into it, I guess,
Yeah.
because it's super important,
Super
right? So
important.
if it's already there, just lean into it more or whatever. Um, if you don't have it, I guess,
Think through, what do you enjoy?
yeah, what do
Like,
you
what do you
enjoy?
actually like?
Hmm.
And then is there a community that you could seek out and go do a thing? And money, money, this is what money is for. Money is for your ultimate fulfillment and pleasure. And if you have some money to spend, please do it on community. It's one of the most important things, I think, for all of us in
Hmm.
order for our own like overall fulfillment in life.
Yeah.
So identify the thing you like, identify if there's a community, show up, be consistent, see if that's something that you want to do, and it can probably add a lot of value to your life.
Yeah. And I think a few other little tips would be like, don't overcomplicate it. Like for us, for instance, it's like once a month.
Easy.
It can't be every Saturday night,
Mhm.
right? Like we all do have families and
Families and
other things,
children.
right? So maybe once a month or maybe once a quarter. Who
Mhm.
knows? You start with something that people can manage. And then if it turns into more
Mhm.
down the road, then great. But otherwise, like you start small so it can be like successful.
Mhm.
And then, people can show up and you set it far enough in advance and
I
whatnot.
agree.
Um,
That sounds good.
and doesn't have to be like, it literally could just be to show up to hang out. It doesn't
Mhm.
have to be, we're going to accomplish this thing today.
Totally.
I think
Yeah.
sometimes there's things like that, when it comes to like a mastermind group or a networking group or
Mhm.
something like that. In these cases, I think it's better just to have like sort of no pressure and just like you show up and you just kind of hang for an hour,
Yeah.
set some defined limits around it. Like we're going to be there from 5 to 6 and
Yeah.
then everybody can go home. I don't know.
Mhm.
That's how I think of it.
I like it.
If you take away some of those things, it becomes a little easier to show up.
Totally.
Anything else on that?
No, it's good.
All
Good
right.
conversation, buddy.
Well, we will try to find our third space.
All right.
And now you know what it is, which is exciting.
It's very exciting.
All
All
right.
right. Peace.
See you.